This conference will now be recorded.
Hello.
Hi Rakesh, yeah, sorry, system suddenly became slow.
Okay, okay. No issues. So you can hear me and see my okay, just let
Yeah, hear you.
you can see my system.
Yeah, I can see it.
Hmm, okay. So actually, at the end of the class, no, you please ask me to give the notes. Otherwise, I'll forget it. Okay. So I have sent you the notes of yesterday, whatever we have done. So
Okay.
you might have that right now in the
Yeah,
WhatsApp
right.
only.
I
It is
tried a
fine,
couple
right?
of programs. It worked also well. Bodman's rule. थोड़ा थोड़ा खुद ही करना सीख लिया. So thanks you for that.
Oh, thank you very much. Um, okay. So yesterday, whatever we have done up things like the programming practices and the some arithmetic operations. We got to know about what is the difference between print and println and slash n, that is a new line character. We got to know about that also. And for today, what we are going to study is it is variables. Okay, we are going to dive deeper into the concept of variables. It might take little bit of time, but understanding will not take much of time. Okay, so let me connect my pen. So what is variable? Variable, when I talk about salary, variable is something which I get as a bonus.
Yeah,
But when it is variable in core Java or any language, okay, anywhere, okay, so everywhere the concept of variable is little bit different. I like the variable concept in salary also, but it should not be included in the salary. It should be out of the salary.
yeah,
Okay, you can see my screen, right?
yeah.
Hmm. Okay,
Variable.
so variable, we got to understand. One day I was talking about a pickle jar. Okay, so since we are studying about the variable, let us understand uh, this. Um, say for example, in my kitchen or on my dining table or on my table, I have a jar.
Yeah,
I have a very nice jar. Okay, so inside this jar, I have pickle.
right.
Inside this jar, I have pickle. It contains pickle. Okay, so I have a label over it. The name of the jar is I'll say not mango pickle. I don't like pickle. Okay, it contains candy. Okay, it contains candy. So the label over here is mango candy. Okay, inside this we already know. Whenever we used to go to the shop and we used to have this candy jar in which we used to have around 250 candies inside it. Okay, so how many candies are there into it?
250.
250 candies are there into it. Okay,
Right.
so so the variable concept tells you that um, this let me this storage box is nothing but variable.
Right.
Okay, and the name of the number or the number of candies into it are nothing but the data. Anything could be a data, right? Data
Right.
or number of data, how much the data is. Okay, and the third thing is how do you out of so many files, say for example in a folder you have so many files and you have to get the file of the best bascom file for electricity, how much you have you have been charged, those all things. So you have to go to that file name which contains this information. You have to go to that file name. Okay, so we should have certain file names so that you get to understand which file name you are searching for, right? So the same way you should have certain name for this jar so that you can get it. The name of this jar is mango candy. Ah, this color is so good.
Yeah.
So the important things are we have one data, one variable, and variable name. First is um, first is variable name.
So the whole jar is
Second is
variable here, right?
yeah,
The whole jar is variable. I mean, the whole box or jar is variable.
yeah. I'll make it more clear right now. So second thing that we are talking about is a data that gets into it. Okay, variable name we have and data. This jar, when I talk about this jar in terms of core Java, it is nothing but a somewhat space in a memory, somewhat space in a memory, and that memory is nothing but on a RAM slash ROM somewhere wherever the execution is happening. This is a space. This is a space in a memory while execution. Okay, whatever the execution is happening, so somewhat space, say for example, I'm just taking example, it does not happen with this. um, uh, I have a land, and this land, okay, out of this land I'm taking this much land for the execution purpose. Okay, so during the execution purpose I need to store certain things, so that I am taking your 10 square feet of land, 10 square feet. Okay, that much land I am taking for my some execution. Okay, so same way, just I'm just articulating it. Just use the same way this space as for execution. This whole space is dedicated for core Java program execution, whereas you are getting this much space for this program, where this variable has this space, and it is storing the information or the data over here.
Okay.
Okay,
So the
so
variable name would be predefined, or again we have to keep it here.
okay, variable name depends upon the user or the programmer, however they want to keep. But
Okay.
actually what happens, uh, there is a standard for that also. Okay, variable name should not be XYZ. When we become professional, the variable name should not be anything that you want to use. That should have industry, that should follow industry rules and regulations. Otherwise, if you leave the job and you go, the other person who comes in, they will never get to know that this variable is responsible for which action. We don't know. Okay, so the variable name should always have the functionality name for which uh, whatever functionality it is for. Okay, it has to follow that name convention. Okay, so whatever the work this variable has to do, okay, the name of the variable should be the same. It should not be xyz variable for me. Okay, uh, Rakesh Singh RAKS. These all things will never work on that space. Okay, so we have when I talk about a variable, okay, it is nothing but a space where in a memory. But how to get to this space? Unless you don't give a notation to this, unless you don't give any name to this, you will never be able to recognize. So we need a variable name,
Yeah.
and that is important. So whenever you call mcandy, this pickle will only come. Whenever you call mcandy, this pickle will only come. Okay. Once you have uh, this, now variable name is there. Inside this, certain data are there. That is certain data. That data is nothing but mcandy. How many number of candies? How many number of candies are there? 250. Okay. So so far, are we clear? We have variable name, we have a data, and variable is nothing but a space. Are we clear? Okay. Mhm. Okay. So here, so what actually I'll tell you is right now I'll write something, and I'm starting very slowly so that I can dive deeper into it, because you don't know what actually an object is. So I need, we have already done these all things and I have sent it to you. Okay. So in variables there are three major steps. Okay. I'll tell you. In variables there are three major steps. First one is declaration of a variable. I think I have a note for this. Just give me, are you also able to record? Hello.
Yeah, Rakesh. Yeah, Rakesh.
Are you able to also record this session?
I mean, I didn't try it. Uh,
Okay. Okay.
ek-
No issues. So I'm creating one batch. In that batch, my brother is also there. Would you mind if I add you there?
oh, yeah, sure, no problem.
Okay, fine. So I am going to put. I'm not editing it. It will take a lot of time. So I'll be adding this video to the batch, and you can download the app, and you can have the access.
Sure.
Okay. So hmm? So in a variable, there are three major steps. The very first thing is, that is Declaration of a variable. Declaration
Right.
of a variable. Okay, what is a declaration of a variable? Um, Data type. You write your data type is equal to, you write is equal to variable name. Okay, this is only this much part is a declaration of a variable. You just write int a. Int means integer, variable name is a. Okay, and semicolon. So just by writing this, what happens? It creates a space in the memory. If I write it now only, if I am doing this class variables, okay, so public static hmm. So now if I'm writing int a and this is only, this is what? Declaration. In variable concept, the declaration is very much necessary, and this is the very first step. Okay, to create a space in the memory, to create a space in the memory, okay, we need to
Yeah.
write the data type int a. What it is? This is a data type. What kind of data it is? What type of data it is? It is a decimal. Is it a decimal? Is it integer? Is it a character? Is it a boolean? These all things. Okay, if it is an integer, any number it is without any decimal form, then it is int for sure. And then the name of the variable is this. Okay,
So the screen is not changed.
can you see now?
Uh, Not yet. अभी दिख रहा है, but
I think
is
network.
showing anything now? Now I think yeah, scribbling pad आ गया अभी.
Huh. So what I'm trying to do over here is, if I say data type, data type, in declaration what happens? Data type is equal to variable name. Okay, data type is int, data type is int, and
Right.
variable name is a. Okay, so you need not to have this. Just remove it. Int a. This is telling about what type of uh, data is going to be. Okay, that means in this jar, what kind of pickle will be there? What kind of candies will be there? Uh, which tastes sour, which tastes sweet. Okay, okay, those all kinds of activities. I mean, say for example, only mango pickle can be there into this, not lemon pickle, not other pickles will be there into it. Okay, so I'm putting a restriction. So in this variable a, only int value will be there, only integer value will be there. Okay, like 10, 5, 6, 102040. Okay, these all are integer numbers, not this 10.5. No, not 10.5. 5.6. 5.6. No, no 5.6. um, uh, uh, True is a boolean. True is a boolean number, so no, we do not want true. Okay, only integer numbers will be there into this. That is why this data types tells you what kind of value you are going to store in this space whose name is A. Are you getting right now?
Yeah.
Okay. So uh, what so this is the very first step that we do for uh, data sorry, variable declaration. Okay, declaration of a variable. That is the very first step. And the second step is initialization of a variable. Once we have done this, now let us put data into this. Let us initialize this variable. Okay, so the third step is usage of a variable. Once you have created the space, put something into the space. Okay, once we have created the space, put something into the space, and then use that wherever you want. Okay, usage of a variable, declaration of a variable, initialization of a variable, usage of a variable. Okay, so when a variable is getting declared, data type is equal to variable. This is equal to sign should not be there. Okay, when a variable is declared, memory will be created and variable starts pointing towards the memory. Okay, can you see this picture? Int a, when you have written int a and you have done nothing, okay, one space is allocated to a. Okay, one space is allocated in the memory, and this a, what the variable name is pointing towards the memory. Okay, getting?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just show it to you here only. Okay, first is declaration. Declaration creates creates space. Okay, and this a variable name starts pointing towards the memory. Okay, now once the declaration is done, okay, initialization. So this space where a is pointing, I have to put certain value. I am putting 10. Okay, so this process is known as initialization. Okay, so after the initialization, I have to use this. Okay, so first thing we got to understand that whenever a declaration is happening, okay, a memory will be created and variable starts pointing towards the memory. And in during initialization, variable is, how do we initialize? Say variable name is a is equal to 10. Then this is how we initialize. How do we declare? Int a, this a is equal to 10. This is initialization of a variable, means where a is pointing, store this value. Okay, now when a variable is initialized, memory will when a variable is initialized when a variable means this variable is initialized, memory will get updated with the initialized value. Okay, memory, this is the memory will get updated with the initialized value. Now, use of a variable. Okay, so usage of a variable. So initially we used to write system dot out dot print. We used to do write 10 plus print 10. Okay, it used to print. Fine. Now if you have to print this, you can just write, can I write SOP instead of system dot out dot println? I'll just write SOP shortcut.
Okay.
Okay, it this does not happen in core Java. I'm just writing purpose for writing purpose. Okay, instead of writing the value over here, can I just write a and print system.out.println a? When I call a, the variable name, when I call the variable name, the memory, this is the memory, a is pointing towards this memory, and this memory is updated with this value. Now, whenever I call the name of the variable vanishes with the value inside the memory, and it prints the value on the console. Okay, fine. So usage of a memory, when a variable is used, it will get replaced with the value inside the memory. Okay, it will get replaced with the, it will not print a, it will print the value inside the memory.
Yeah.
Getting? So
Yeah.
we understood three things: declaration, initialization, and usage of a variable, right? So let us go through the notes. So initialization of a variable is syntax: variable name is equal to value, a is equal to 30. Initialization of a variable, when a variable is initialized, memory will get updated with the initialized value. So now if you do system.out.println a, output will be 30. That means variable name will be replaced by the value in the memory during the usage. Okay,
But a equals 30, I have to give it, right? Or will it pick up itself?
no, you will have to give the value to the variable. Value to the variable will be given by you only. You will have to initialize it. A is
Okay.
equal to 30, you are doing this. A is equal to 30, you are doing it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let us see this program. There are this is a program to add two integers. Okay, class add. Okay, c should be small over here. Public static void main string array args. Okay, int a is equal to 100, int b is equal to 200, int c is equal to a plus b.
Right.
Okay, so when you are doing int a is equal to 100, okay,
Yeah.
this is what, declaration and initialization in the single line. What
Right.
did we do? Where is my this? We were doing declaration and a is equal to 30, that is initialization. Okay, so if I have to print system dot out dot print what a, okay, okay, so a declaration space has been created, and then I'm initializing the space with 40 value. Okay, and I'm initializing the variable with value named as 14, and I want to print this value. Okay, so what will happen, I'm using this is usage. This is a usage of a variable. How it is a usage of a variable means, whenever I call variable, this variable should vanish and the value inside the memory should be printed. It should not print a, it should not print a, right?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Let us execute this. Forty. Okay, this is what it is, a usage of a variable. Okay, now let me tell you. Here we are doing this. That I have done what? Uh, I have written one thing as declaration is one line, initialization is one line, okay, and usage is another line, okay. But before that, let me write that program which I was showing it to you. I'll just write it here. Table one. Int a. Now what I'll do is I'll do the um, initialization, declaration and initialization in single line. How do you do? Int a. Now this creates a space is equal to say 100. Okay, this is what this is. This is declaration and this is initialization. Okay, now same way I'm putting int b is equal to 200. Okay, now
So in the first program, it gave us int equals a. Now we are aligning both as well.
yeah, declaration and initialization both in a single line. Okay, now if I what I'm trying to do is in these variables two, this is in this class what I'm trying to do is I have to add these two. I have to add these two numbers. Okay, but not directly
Yeah.
100 plus 200. No, I do not want to do like that. I will do it via a plus b. That be fine.
Yeah.
When I use variable a, the variable a will get vanished by the value inside it. When I use or when I call b, the variable b will vanish and the value will be presented. Okay,
Yeah.
so whatever the value we do, 100 plus 200 it will be. So the 300 will be. I need to store that value somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Unless I store it, I won't be able to see it. Okay, so int c, store whatever the result is coming inside this. Is that fine?
Yeah.
Okay, so if I want to use, if I have to print the value or the result is inside the c. So shall I
Yeah.
print c?
Yeah.
So I'll do this. I think it has been saved as a text file. See, it is a text file. So let's say the number that is there. Now open this CL Java C 300. What did we print? We have just printed the variable C, right?
Yeah.
We have just printed the variable C, and this variable C has the result of A plus B. So when I'm calling A gets vanishes with the value inside it, B gets vanishes with the value inside it. So we can with this we got to know that we can declare and initialize a variable in a single line.
Right.
Okay, so um, here it is a proper illustration. Okay, so we can we declare and initialize a variable in a single line by the syntax data type. You write int variable name a is equal to whatever the value is 100. Okay, int a is equal to 100. We do the declaration and initialization in a single line. Okay,
Okay.
we can do this program also. Int add is equal to a plus b. Okay, I'll just write it. This is okay. So what we are doing over here is um, we have declared we have declared two variables. We have declared two variables and initialized two variables, and now I'll just write uh, addition of a and b. B is not c, it is a plus b thing. Let's see if that works. Here it is. Concatenation is happening with this. Okay. Again, yesterday only we did this program. Okay. Only I'm changing is instead of the value, I'm just doing it as a variable. Okay. So addition of A and B is A is 100, B is 200. Let's see if it prints um, the variable value as 300. Why I am compiling every time? Because every time I do the changes, because this is since it is right now it is a new class I'm doing it, but anytime I do the changes I need to compile it, because the dot class file should have the data whatever the changes I have made. So addition of A and B is 300. Same way we can
Right.
do this as this. For subtraction also we can do like this. For multiplication we can do like this. Multiplication. Okay, and
Yes.
if anything if I have to divide also.
So the plus symbol is what is for concatenation.
Yeah, this is for concatenation and BODMAS rule.
That is
I'm
mandatory.
applying the BODMAS rule. Otherwise, if I do not apply the BODMAS rule, the first value and the string value will get concatenated,
And
and you
that
will get an error.
/n that we put, that is to take it to the next line.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, nice. So slash n over here. Instead of slash n, we can do println also, right?
Right.
Great, great, great. Okay, A slash B. So this division of A and B is 0, multiplication of A and B is 20,000, subtraction of A and B is minus 100, and addition of A and B is 300. This is what we did yesterday also, but today we are doing it with the variables. Okay, okay. So we have done this. The variables, we are pretty much familiar about it. Now we should understand there are there are two types of variables. Okay, now we are diving deeper into it. There are mm, there are just right types of a variable. Okay, so first thing is, based on the value represented by a variable, all variables are divided into two types. So on the value based on the value represented by a variable, all variables are divided into two types. And this is very easy. I'll tell you what is a concept of an object also. Okay, so there are two types of variables first based on the value. First one is primitive. First one is primitive variables, and it can be used to represent primitive values. I'll just write it here only. It is used to represent uh, primitive values. We have not studied data types, right? So no worries. We'll study it after this.
So what is
Reference,
primitive values?
I'll tell you. Reference
Okay.
variables are it can it is used to refer the objects. Okay, it is used to refer the objects. You can have doubts now because
Right.
I understand that uh, there are few things which I am jumping the gun right now. Okay, primitives
Okay.
are nothing but we have certain kind of data types. Okay, I'll tell you what all data types are there. I'll write it over here itself.
Right.
Data types. Okay, we have whatever the data type are there. No, first I'll write integer data types. Okay, so byte, short, int, long. These are integer data types. Okay, integer data types. Just remember it. Okay, we will study about it in depth. Integer data types. Now, um, byte, short, int, long. Now coming to the floating point variables. Floating point data types. There are only two into this: float and double. Both store decimal value. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Huh. Then we have byte short, int long, float, double. Then we have boolean. Okay, bool. Instead of this, I'll just write mm, mm, character type. Okay, character type. We have only one, that is char, and char, and then we have boolean type. Boolean type is nothing but true and false.
Right.
True and values are true and false. Okay. So byte dot int long, integer types, decimal types, float and double. 6, 7 is character, 8th is boolean. There are 8 data types. Okay. So this these data types tells you that what kind of value we are going to store in the variable. Okay, these data types are nothing but primitive data types. Okay, just for the example, I'm just telling you, I'm just jumping the gun. These are primitive data types. These are primitive data types. Okay, this 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 and this, these primitive data types tells you that okay, if it is byte, only byte type value. Okay, certain range of the value, or if it is float means decimal point of value, if it is character means only a character will be stored, if it is boolean only true and false value will be stored. Okay, we will understand about the data types. These tell you what kind of value you are going to store in the variable. Okay, so since we are going to study, we are studying primitive variables. Primitive variables means these are the primitive data types. These primitive data types, or the primitive data is stored in this variable. Okay, if these these data are stored in a variable, then that variable is nothing but a primitive variable, right? That makes it as a primitive variable. Now what is a
Only
reference
the
variable?
integer data types are primitive. Is it? Short,
Sorry.
byte short. Only the integer data types are primitive. Is it? Byte short,
No, no,
int
no,
and
no. This float and double is also primitive. This
long. Okay.
char is also primitive.
Okay.
This boolean is also
Except
primitive.
boolean. Boolean
These are
also.
eight data types which are primitive data types. If these data we are storing in a variable, okay, that variable is nothing but a primitive variable. Getting? If these data types tells you that this type of data has to be stored. This data type tells you that this type of data has to be stored, means floating point value. Okay, so these type of data, when these are type of data, the mentioned types, these mentioned types of data are stored in a variable. Those variables are known as primitive variables. Getting? We have another kind of variable which are which is used to refer the object. Okay, now I'll tell you what is an object. Since Java is object oriented programming language, not fully, but yes, it is. Okay, so what is an object? I'll just I'll just brief you about it. Say for example, this is an object. Okay, this is an object. This is a virtual space. This is a virtual space for whatever the code, whatever the code or whatever the lines of code that you have written. Okay, from this file gets uploaded to one virtual space which is known as object. Okay, because execution cannot happen using on the text file. They cannot they cannot go and change the text file, and whatever the functionality and whatever the operation that you want to perform, that cannot happen over a text file. We were writing our code on a text file, right? So that can the execution cannot happen over a text file. So the data of this, the whole class, or yeah, everything has to be stored. Okay, not everything. Okay, whatever the relevant data is there, that has to be stored in a virtual space. Okay, that is nothing but an object inside this object, and then execution happens very fast. And you can, during the runtime, during the runtime means whenever the execution is happening, you can do certain changes also. Okay, that is why we require this object. Say for example, this object has v- variable. I have a variable inside it as a, which has 200 value. Okay, I want to use this. Get from this variable, just call this variable and get the value 200. Okay, so this object makes it really easy for us to do the programming and whatever stuffs we will study in the later stage. Okay, did you understand a little bit also?
Yeah.
Okay, so we okay, so say for example, whenever we are creating an object, right? Okay, we have not studied it yet. I'll dive deeper into it later. Okay, this is an object, and this object, this is the name. You can say it as a name of the object, or this the name of the object, or how do we create an object? Student s is equal to new student. I think I should not talk about it right now, but okay, this is how we create the object. Okay, and I'm telling that this is the object. When I'm telling that this is the object, this an, a space has been created, and this space is nothing but s. Okay, when I call s, okay, when I call s, this object will be called. Okay, means this s is pointing towards this object. Okay, so this is actually a way of creating an object. No need to be bothered about it. We'll get to understand about this on a later stage. Okay, so that was first part. We understood that there are two types of variables based on what? Based on the value represented by a variable. There is a second part also. Now, based on the position, uh, yeah, based on the position of the declaration of the variable, okay, variable, all variables are divided into three parts. Okay. Now, what is the first part? The very first part is instance variable. Okay. Second part is static variable. Third part is local variable. Okay. Now, I'll tell you what is instance variable, what is this and that. Where is my file? Here only. Okay. So, class. Name of the class should be capital. Variables, variable types. Class variable types. Okay. Uh, Public, static, void, main, string, array, args. So if a variable is getting declared inside, this is what this is, you know, right? What is this? This is method block, right? This is method block. This actually, this is method block, right? And this bracket, these two red brackets tells you this is the context of the class or class block. Okay, method block is this, these curly brackets. Inside this curly bracket is the area of the method. Okay, inside this curly bracket is the area of the class. Inside class we will have multiple methods. Inside methods we can have multiple statements, multiple variables. Okay, now based on the position of the variable, okay, if you are declaring a variable over here, if you are declaring a variable over here, means if you are writing your variable over here or if you are writing a variable over here, that defines the type of a variable. Only the position I'm telling you. If you are writing your variable over here, it becomes local variable. If you are writing your variable over here, it becomes instance variable. If your variable is attached with static keyword, okay, it becomes static variable. That's it. That's it. Okay.
Right.
Did you understand? So
Yeah.
I'll tell you what is instance variable. Say, for example, int a is equal to 10. Okay. This is instance variable. Okay. If I'm int b is equal to 30, it is local variable. Okay. Now I'm telling you int c is equal to 20. It is static variable, but still static variable is not static. What is the difference between to this and this? No difference. Static variable is always attached with static keyword. Okay, so this makes it as static. This makes it as static variable, and this makes it as uh, instance variable because it. Now we will tell you how. Do you see? This is the method block. This is the method block. If a variable is inside a method, if a variable is this variable, if a variable declaration is inside a method, if a variable declaration and initialization is inside a method, okay, that makes that variable as a local variable. If a variable is declared outside the method but inside the class, that makes it as instance variable. Can you remember it? If a variable is declared and initialized inside a method block, that makes it as local variable. If a method is if a variable is declared outside the method block but inside the class, this is inside the class but outside the method block. Okay, that makes this variable as instance variable. When a variable is declared outside the method block but inside the class but with static keyword, that makes the variable as static variable. But how this makes a difference? How does this makes a difference? It has, see, there are properties of there are properties of instance variable, static variable, and the local variable. We will have to dive deeper into it. Okay, it will take around one and a half hour to understand. Okay, so I'll tell you, like, I'll show you certain programs also
Rakesh,
so
you
that
can
you
hear.
can sorry, shall I start it? Did you hear me? Yes. Okay.
Uh, yeah, Rakesh, I think the last part I didn't hear.
Yeah. Okay. So actually, I'm telling you, tomorrow we will study about instance variable in depth, static variable in depth, and local variable in depth. When studied, when I was studying with my master, I did not study this in depth. For this,
Okay.
I used to feed on one program for whole day, even 2 day, even 3 days. I was bothered about what is happening. I'm not able to get my answers.
Oh,
Yeah, why it is showing that it has error, why I'm stuck, those all things.